Welcome to the New Lighter Life Finance channel. Are you a spender or saver when it comes to your finances? I'm motivated to save as much as possible, while Julie.
I like to spend the money.
Today we're going to dive into the differences between spenders and savers point by point. You may already know whether you're a saver or a spender, but by the end of this video you'll be able to understand both types. Okay, I'm going to post a link in the description for a spender saver quiz that I've made up so that you can take it at whenever you want to. If you don't know which one you are, you're a mixture of both. Okay, so let's go point by point through this. Point number one is, what is your mindset towards money? Mine, which I would consider myself a saver, I think of money as a tool to secure the future and achieve long-term goals.
Yeah, and I look at money as just a way to be able to enjoy the fruits of our labor. We worked hard. I want to be able to enjoy the money that we earn.
Yeah. So point number two is, what are the emotional differences? Well, I feel satisfied and I have a peace of mind while watching my savings account grow.
And as a spender, I'm more impulsive and tend to look at money as a way, if I'm happy, bored, maybe had a rough day. As a spender, I would be more impulsive to get that dopamine rush from a new purchase than obviously a saver.
What are the differences in spending habits? Well, I focus on essentials and I evaluate something probably too long if I want it or not. So my wants I evaluate long, like vacations. We took a trip to Puerto Rico last February, and it took me a while to get on board with doing that. And Julie, on the other hand, was saying, let's go, we're going to do this, we're going to do this. It was encouraging, but I just didn't want to spend that money for a short-term trip.
Yeah, and I would say definitely when I was younger and more irresponsible with money, I really wasn't too concerned about making my bills. It was obviously there, but I really was so impulsive in my spending that the needs were a lower priority than that immediate impulsive buy. But thankfully, a lot of that it's been corrected over the years. But if there is extra left over, I still want to spend it on the wants. Putting it into a savings account is not my go-to at all.
That's my go-to. What are the differences in the use of credit and loans? I avoid loans at all costs. I would rather save the money and then go buy the thing that we want to buy. I hate monthly payments. I hate taking away from expendable income to put into something, buying something that I'm going to have to pay on for a year. Monthly payments, it's burdensome to me. I don't like monthly payments. I don't like interest.
Yeah, and I'm the sucker that always signs up for the sign-on bonus where you save 30% on this first purchase, and by signing up for the in-store credit card. And I don't like to carry a balance on cards, but I'm definitely more apt to do that. I know we've had many conversations talking about getting a furniture loan, interest-free furniture loan, and my perspective as a spender is, well, we have plenty of expendable income in our budget to make these payments. Why not use their money and not pay any interest? But what I run into is the issue of having too many payments, and then it ends up I'm overextended. So definitely have to watch that, but that's my inclination.
Another point is the differences between our approach to budgeting. I like line item budgeting. I like to have everything listed out. I'm very structured. I look at it probably 3-4 times a week, just to make sure. I like to put all of my inputs in from my banking statements and from my credit cards, money we spend on the credit cards, put it in there right away so that I can see how much money we have going forward. So especially when Julie doesn't like to look at the budget, she can say, hey, I want to get this, can we get this? And I can go look at it. So
yeah, and it's been at least 2 years, probably more, since I've looked at the budget. So but the budget, for whatever reason, it feels very stifling. It feels like a killjoy. It just sucks the life out of me. So I am definitely not focused on the budget, but I'm grateful that Mark can say, yeah, we've got money or we don't. sometimes he needs to be nudged a little bit, like, hey, maybe we do have a little bit more money in there than you're saying. But yeah, it works out really well. It's a good balance.
Yeah, it brings me to life when I do the budget. So another point would be how do we handle financial stress? The difference between the savers and the spenders. I feel at ease knowing that I have extra money, knowing I have like an emergency fund. I get really uncomfortable when we can't save each month. So when I go through and at the end of the month, I see we don't have any money to put in savings. We're not in debt, but we just don't have any money to put in savings. That kind of bums me out and motivates me to try next month to put more money into savings.
Yeah, and my stress is a little bit different. I feel like if there's not room for enjoyment of things or experiences, then I feel it feels kind of sad and gray. But when I do end up, I actually have more financial stress when I spend money, especially long term. And when I got overextended when I was younger, the month to month, paycheck to paycheck living that was an extreme amount of stress. So definitely as a spender out of control, that's where stress affects me financially. I can deal with gray days of not spending, but that stress of meeting bills is too much.
So what are the long-term effects of being a spender and a saver? For me, the saver, a long-term effect would be building wealth over time, but at times I feel like I could be missing out on something, and so that would be like the
Downside of it.
downside of being a saver.
Yeah, and I for sure, it was a conversation we've had multiple times, is we don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. So I feel like let's take vacations, let's go and have these experiences, build these memories that we can enjoy with the money that we have. But that can also make me very short-sighted and not planning for the future, that end up having to work longer than we want to before retirement, or just being more financially strapped.
Yeah. This is the last one, what are the social perceptions of savers and spenders? I'm the saver, obviously, seen as maybe disciplined and responsible, yet occasionally people could label me frugal, or in other words, cheap.
And I can be, the positives of what people would view a saver would be generous, fun, spontaneous, like those are positives, but the negative is just being irresponsible and lacking self-control.
Yeah. So what lessons did you learn from this? I mean, we've been married for 22 years. What have you...
Well, there's been lots of opportunities for lessons, but I definitely realized that my impulsiveness and not thinking forward enough was really hindering and causing more stress. So I've learned to just take a breather, not just buying things on a whim, and realizing the benefits of saving, even though maybe I don't like them. There are definite benefits, and it's a balance. But how about you?
Yeah, I learned to loosen up a little bit and enjoy money. I'm glad I have her, because she definitely is helping me in that area, and it's super important. We gotta, when you're married or you're together and your combined finances, we should really try to strive to balance each other out and compromise. And I realize that spending money is hard for me to do, and it's easier for her to do, and saving money is easy for me to do and hard for her to do. So we balance each other out really well. Yeah. And I think we have a good balance going. If I was by myself, it would be completely different probably than if she was by herself. So I'm glad we have each other. It's been awesome. So.
Yep. So after going through all these points, maybe you resonate more with Mark as a saver or me as a spender. We'd love to hear from you. If you have other aspects you've kind of figured out about yourself as a spender or saver, we'd love to hear if you comment below and hear your story.
If you want more tips on budgeting and you want to check out that quiz, go to the description, and you can check out some other videos. I hope you found value today, and that you enjoyed the video. So thank you for watching.
Bye.
Bye.